Nobody, nobody. It's the last song of the day. Woo, woo, woo. And guess what? It's easier. It's still elevation, but it's not as long. So here we go. And it's in the key of C. I'm gonna do the numbers this time because why not? Um Now the guitar stuff. I don't have to look at my notes for this, but the core or the guitar stuff, very cool, very reminiscent of old Hillsong stuff. Kind of ambient, psychedelic guitar stuff. Another thing though that is interesting to notice is there's no bass up until like the very end of the first chorus, and there's a reason for that, and we'll get into that. But so we've got 1/3. It's not a waltz, is it? No. And then 5, 6, 5 or 7, 1. So we've got this 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So if you ever need to learn how to do a walk up in the key of C, here's your song. So we go through all those chords for the verses, which they don't change. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. First chorus, though, is all about the one chord. So 1 sus4 to the 1, 1 to 1 sus2. So for all y'all on the key of C on guitar, we've got the 4 is this note right here, right? And then it goes 1, 1, 1, 2. Oh, sorry, 1, 2. Third note, second note, third note. I think it's kind of like that. So it starts with the 4, 3, 3, 2, 4, right? So it's that kind of vibe. And then they'll finish it with the 4, darkness and hour is over. So they're just vibing on the 1 chord, okay? And which is chill because then the bass comes in that 4, 5, 1. We go back to the verse. Now here's the fun part. There's a reason why they didn't add the bass first, is because it's very cool and it's very different the way they do the the chorus with the bass notes, those good old bass notes. So we've got this 4, 1, 6, 5, 4, 1, 6, 5, 4, 1, 6, 5, 4, 5, 1. So that was the reason why they didn't play the bass part, because they would have just given away the whole thing. It wouldn't have built up. There would be no dynamics. So very cool on them. The bridge, straightforward, 4, 5, 6, 1, 4, 5, 6, 1. They do it a couple times. They go back to the chorus. Now the coolest part though, let me check my notes one more time. Watch end of each verse half. Or maybe it's the bridge. Odd bars in the bridge. Okay, that's what I want to talk about. So the bridge, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first chord is the 4, na, and you do that for 3 beats basically. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the 5 note to the 6, which only does 2. 1, 2 to the 1, and back 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's a little different, but the cool thing, I think the reason why they did that was because when they transition from the bridge to the chorus, you're ending on the 1, okay, for the bridge. Now, in most cases, for 99% of the songs that you'd hear out there, the worship songs, the chorus would probably start on the 1, if not another chord. But because their version, the first version was just 1, right? The first chorus that they introduced is just the 1 with the susses and the 2s and the 4s and the whatever. But because they added this bass type of thing the second time around, now when you come out of the bridge, you've got this dope transition where you're not having to worry about, oh, we're going to stay on the 1 chord. So we've got 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Da-da-da, da-da-da. So it's super cool that they wrote it this way so that when you transition from the bridge to the chorus, you're not just playing E flat the whole time. I think that's kind of dope. So, and then we do the chorus 2 with those changes, and we end with the bridge, which it's funny. I think it's a missed opportunity. I think they should have. They could always go back to the bridge. That's fine, but I think they should have done this at the end of the last chorus. Is for that walk up, right? Da-na-na, where are we at? Da-da-da, 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 that walk up. Da-da-da, da-da, da-da, tag it a few times, and then I wish they would have done that. Instead, they play the chorus normally. It goes back to the bridge, and then they end on the 5. I think they end on the 5, which is whatever. But it's just, they could have broken down. They could have gone to the chorus. They could have tagged at the end with that 6 minor. It would have been very common. Obviously, it's not like we're reinventing the wheel here, but I just felt that in the song, and I was like, oh, I want it to go there, and it won't. So anyways, but if you do it at your church, you can do it however you want.